So, hello everybody. Welcome to the Bread Brothers channel. I'm Ben Behunnen.
And I'm Bert Compton.
And we just wanted to have a chance to just talk a little bit about who we are and why we bake and what we're doing on YouTube. And it's the 2nd of April, 2020, and we are in the throes of the coronavirus, and we recognize that we can't even get together, the two of us. We live about, a mile and a half away from each other.
Yeah.
And we can't even get together. Bert's a germaphobe, and
But we're
and
supposed
that's okay.
to all be right now.
We're all supposed to be, exactly. So
the good side of this, though, Ben, is that we wouldn't have started our videos had we not been confined to our houses, because both of us are so busy and fill our days with so many things that this is the only way that we would have started actually recording anything. So
that's right. So that's really kind of the launch of the whole channel. So we recognize that people aren't able to go to the grocery stores, or they go once a week, but bread is such an amazing comfort food, and to be able to share that with people and to be able to fill your home with the scent of fresh bread and to be able to comfort your family with the stuff that you pull out of your own oven. We wanted to make stuff that's simple and easy and nourishing for the body and the soul.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and maybe we should take 1 minute to say who we are and what we do other than bake.
Yeah. Sure. Go ahead.
So I'm Bert Compton. I'm a graphic designer by trade. Actually done a lot of design work with Ben, and I'm an executive at a software company, so my days are really long. I have kids at home as well, teenage sons, and I really only bake late at night or on the weekends. And it really started as a creative outlet as an antidepressant, really, and because I love to eat. And so that's where it started for me.
Great. So I'm Ben Behunnen, and I am a potter by profession, and I am also a writer. I've written 11 books. I'm working on my 12th book now, and Bert has designed all of those books. We started working together. It's hard to believe, but it was 11 years ago. We've known each other for longer than that. We both belong to the same congregation in Salt Lake City. And we did at the time anyway. Bert has since moved, and we've maintained a great friendship over the years as we've worked together and played together and gone on family vacations together and done all sorts of crazy adventures together.
And Ben and I are pretty different.
Yeah.
You'll see in some of our videos, Ben says I like to follow a recipe, and that's probably true. I'm a bit of a purist. I like to measure. I like to record and test, and Ben's a little bit more of a maverick. And so I'm a little more indoorsy, and Ben is totally outdoors adventure. And so because of Ben, when the phone rings or the text comes over that says, "Hey, I have an idea," I know we're up for something crazy. We're going to go somewhere. We're going to do something. We're going to eat something.
Yeah.
We're going to experience something. And so we're kind of yin and yang. We're very different people. I mean, my shirt, Ben's shirt. I mean, that might tell the story right there.
Right. So Bert
My kitchen, white. Yeah. Ben's kitchen, full of color.
Full of color, right? Yes, very, very different people, married to very different women, but we have a lot in common as well. We both love to be creative, and we both love story. And I am generally an extrovert, and Bert is a closeted extrovert. That once you pull him out, he's really a ton of fun, but he can be a little bit grumpy sometimes. So we go well together.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Maybe we should say about was it a year ago? Last summer, a producer of a television show, the Great American Baking Show, found Ben on his social media channels and contacted him and asked him if he would try out the Great American Baking Show, which is the American version of the British show.
Kind of a funny story. So we were sitting at dinner, my wife and my daughter and I, and we don't usually take phone calls during dinner. We were just sitting at our kitchen table, and this woman calls, and she sounds all Hollywood, and she's like, "I've been stalking you on Instagram, and your bread is gorge." And I'm like, "Who is this? What are you talking about?" And she's like, "Yeah, we've been scanning social media for bakers that aren't professionals,
which we're not.
Definitely
Disclaimer.
not. And we're looking for guys that bake."
Anyway, they were looking for something different that they weren't getting in a lot of their applications, and so they saw Ben's bread posts because of Sourdough Sunday and the things that we like to do. We like to post our bread. We decided to become the Bread Brothers as a crazy idea so we can be creative and share some of our thoughts and ideas about bread. It all stems from really going to Ireland. What was it, 4 or 5 years ago, as a little creative trip to go do some photography and check out some of the remote islands and different things around Ireland. And we always ate this amazing soda bread.
Yeah.
We just thought, how come nobody eats this at home?
Right.
We need to do something with this.
Yeah. So this was the trip that Bert was referring to there was just a dude's trip, and our wives are really patient with us, but we recognize that they probably weren't going to be willing to get up at the butt crack of dawn to go out and take pictures.
When the good light is.
What's that?
Where the really good light is, you got to leave in the dark to get to the place where the sun's going to rise.
Right. So we left the girls home and just went off on this awesome dude's trip, and we didn't go with any plans. We just rented a car, flew into Shannon or Dublin. I can't even remember.
We've been a couple times since.
Yeah, we took our families back a couple of years ago. In fact, all my Facebook pictures that are popping up right now are to remember 2 years ago right now we were in Ireland having an amazing time with our kids and our wives. But yeah, like Bert said, the soda bread that was there was really amazing. I'll actually be posting a soda bread recipe quickly, and Bert has some really great ones as well. But we were exposed to this bread that was baked every morning by the sweet little ladies that ran the bed and breakfast.
The ones that let us stay with them.
Yeah, that's a funny story too.
For another day.
We'll go there another time. Yeah, it's pretty simple bread. It doesn't require any rising because there's no yeast. It's baking soda, and it's nourishing. It's filling. It's a beautiful bread. Fast to make. Yeah.
And so that kind of led to our bread discovery. Ben actually, about the summer of 2018, we decided we need to do something with these ideas, these experiments. Made a book for us. We're starting to keep track of all of our recipes. Yeah, there's our Bread Brothers books. We keep track of all the recipes, all our experimentations, the results of our experimentations. And so we decided to do Bread Brothers. We started posting all these pictures, and the Great American Baking Show found Ben. Ben's like, I don't know that I bake all these fancy things. You might want to talk to my friend.
Yeah.
So the short version of the story is we both applied. We went through this lengthy process of these phone calls and these video interviews, submitting these applications, and they asked us out to LA to bake for them.
Yeah, so we made it all the way down to the last cut, right?
Yeah, they needed to do on-camera challenges, and we got the call right before that. We probably weren't versed enough in all types of baking.
Right.
In order to be on the show, which maybe you could tell your story. It was brutal. We made these amazing, we spent all day baking in a friend's kitchen in California. We made these beautiful cakes and breads and other desserts, and took them in and intimidatingly on these trays and had to present them to the the producer, the culinary tester,
Yeah.
and some woman in the back that I swear was just making sure that we were telling the truth.
Yeah, she was definitely a lie detector, human lie detector.
They were amazing hosts. It was really a fun time, but the questions were very pointed. They kept getting harder and harder. How often do you bake this? And some of the things I didn't know what they were, a couple of them. Some of them I knew what they were. I'd eaten them. I've never baked them.
Right. There were at least 20 questions that they had for us, and things that we had baked, and a lot of these things I'd never even heard of. I think I had baked like maybe 4 out of the 20 things.
And then you come at them with your, I don't even eat sugar.
Yeah, right. I'm like, I've got arthritis in my hands. I know that sugar causes that to flare up. And so I said, they asked about all these different things that are like super rich in sugar. I'm like, not only do I not make that, I would tell people not to eat this because it's so terrible for you. And they're like, well, you do know this is a baking show, right? You have watched the show. And I had watched it once. I just don't watch TV. And so
I had watched it, by the way, especially the British version. And so, yeah, we didn't quite make the cut. They loved our breads, by the way. They said that we're obviously good at bread. So we're going to stick with that for now. And this channel is really set aside for us to share some of the things we've learned as we've experimented. We're amateurs.
Right.
We do it for fun, but we have baked hundreds and hundreds of loaves of bread over our lives, and especially over the last couple of years as we've really dialed in and tried to experiment and improve upon our own family recipes, a lot of stuff from the books and internet. We're self-taught. We've not attended any classes.
No.
This is just fun for us. And we thought, why not now while we're locked down, let's start sharing some. There are a couple of videos already up, and we'll be launching more and more videos. Some of them just short tips and tricks, some things we've learned. Maybe we'll just tell some stories because we all need a laugh right now and to feel something different than fear, which I'm pretty good at feeling when it comes right down to it. And so.
Yeah, no, that's great. One of the things that Bert mentioned a little bit in the beginning was Bert bakes for process and he bakes for therapy, and I bake for product. Like, I want something good to eat, and Bert does amazing. Bert's product is amazing. I shouldn't discount that at all. His stuff is always prettier and always tastier than mine, and I'm just like, I just want to get in my belly so I can get onto the next thing.
Ben wants to figure out how to eliminate steps and to make it faster so you can have it done and move on to the next cool activity. And so for me, it's Ben's all day is a creative expression with his work. Yeah. I'm an executive now and don't get to be as creative. So for me, it's about the process. So you'll see the difference in our 2 videos. Mine may be, I don't want to say more complicated, but for example, my sourdough has a lot more steps than your sourdough process.
Right.
So, but we'll share the things that we've learned and hope that there's something that it's entertaining and useful, and maybe just our moms will watch it. But at least we're doing something. We're actively engaged in something other than being afraid of what's going on. And it's forcing me to get up and take a shower. I haven't shaved, but take a shower and get dressed.
And I think one of our biggest goals, Bert, is that we talked about this from the very beginning, is that we want to spread joy. We want to spread the reality that people can bake in their own kitchens and make amazing food.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be intimidating. There are really easy things out there, and we hope to share a lot of that. And the real thing that we said, if we're going to do anything, we want to package some things up. We experimented with some breads. It became cost prohibitive for us in the beginning to be able to produce a lot of bread mixes. And so you might see a little product placement right there. There's yours. We should maybe talk about what came out, which is Potter's Porridge, and our goal. Really, if we were going to do anything and raise any funds, because we both have jobs, is so we can donate to the food bank.
Right. Yeah. So the Potter's Porridge kind of came about as the reality settled in that we weren't going to be able to sell 5,000 packages of the bread designs that we've been working on for years. It was absolutely cost prohibitive, but yet we wanted to have something to share with the public. And I've been working on some porridge recipes for a long time. I hate soggy cereal. I like I mentioned before, I don't eat a lot of sugar, so I don't like pouring my cereal out of a box that's loaded in all sorts of sugar. And so I wanted to create something that was healthy and that was, full of all sorts of nutrients that didn't have a lot of sugar. And so I'd been playing around with a recipe for years and kind of whittled it down. And this kind of forced us to like, okay, let's make this real. Let's make this packaging. This is something that we can package ourselves. Bert is, like I said, a germaphobe and has always a neat kitchen. And so we just started packaging this in his space, that he would go through and with his microscope and make sure that there were no germs present. And
everything is very sanitary. Food handlers permit qualified, gloves, caps, so on and so forth. But yeah, we decided it was time. So this is the third version of the bag. Actually, the first version was, will anyone buy this? And we sold out so fast that
everybody wanted
some bags.
Yeah,
that we had to print another round, and we edited the bags to fine tune them because we thought, wow, people might actually look at these. And then we got serious, and now we have a shelf ready. It sits on the shelf for a long time. We do a buy one get one, the equivalent of every bag we donate to the food bank.
One cool thing about this is that it also the Goldilocks seal of approval. So Goldilocks says this porridge is just right. As far as we know, this is the only porridge in the history of porridges that has received the Goldilocks seal of approval.
Right. So we hope you'll join us on this crazy adventure, that you'll watch some of our videos, that you'll share them with your friends. We hope we'll get better at doing video, by the way. Neither of us are video people. We've never been on this side of the camera doing video. I know how to edit video because of my job and what I do as a designer, but I'm never on this side of the camera. So we're goofballs. We're going to say what we're going to say, and hopefully there's some value in it. And that's really what we're here for. We've created a channel to help you enjoy bread, to bring it to yourselves, to share it with your friends and neighbors, and to give back to the community by purchasing things like this porridge that's so good for you and tastes so amazing. I had some this morning for breakfast.
I did too. I had a big bowl of it with, I actually ate it cold this morning. So I usually mix up the whole thing, cook up the whole thing at once, and then I had it cold with yogurt and fruit on it, kind of like a Swiss muesli.
Yeah, I put Greek yogurt and coconut and bananas in mine today.
That's awesome.
While the supplies still last of the things to put on top, I'll put it on top until, and there it is.
We should mention too that the Potter's Porridge is available from my website, potterboy.com, potterboy.com. Exclusively, that's right. Or from the studio if you know me and want to come by the studio. Come and we'll talk more about porridge in the future, I'm sure. But just wanted to give you guys an introduction about who we are and what we want to do and how we want to help spread some joy and happiness. So
what should we call people who watch our videos?
Breadheads.
The breadheads. My son said I can't call them breadophiles, but that's
what about leaven loafers?
Leaven loafers? Yeah. Maybe we'll just call them our friends for now, and they'll tell us what they want to be called.
Right. Perfect.
All right.
Okay. Peace out and happy baking.
Yeah. See ya.